Hello everyone, welcome to the Wargaming Parrot. I'm David and today I'm joined by a very excited Scampy and a very cool Pickles. And the reason I'm joined by these two lovely birdies is today's video is going to be all about working out what your conures gender is. Now, a lot of people ask, how do you tell the gender of a conure? And it's quite difficult actually, so I thought it'd be worth doing a video on exploring the topic. I'm going to debunk some myths about how you tell a conures gender, talk about a surefire way of working it out, and talk about some sort of tells that they sometimes show us that may indicate what gender your conure is. So to start off with, I thought I'll talk about some myths about how you tell what your conures gender is. And the first one is tail length. Some people say that if your conures tail is longer, it's a male, if it's shorter, it's a female. And that is just a plain myth, it's just not true. And it's very important to know that the conures tail length is relevant to what gender they are. It will be just the length it is, it's down to the individual parrot. Another common myth with trying to work out what your conures gender is via body weight or even head shape. I'm not sure where the head shape one comes from, but it's obviously not true. It's the same with body weight. Parrots' body weights can vary. In other species, males and females can have differing body weights. However, with conures, it literally is just down to the individual parrot, and body weight will not tell you if your conure is a male or a female. Another myth with conures, and one that you can kind of work out where it came from, is talking ability. For example, with cockatiels and other parrot species, the talking ability will be predominantly with the male, whereas the female will not be able to talk because there's no real evolutionary reason for her to. She doesn't need to impress anyone, it's all down to the guy. With conures, it's a little bit different. Both male and female conures have been known to chat. They will vocalise, so it's kind of unusual in that respect. And it's not a surefire way of telling if your conure is a male or female, because both will chat a little bit and both have been known to talk. Now we've talked about some of the myths, let's talk about some of the behaviours that males and female conures can exhibit. Now, some of this evidence is anecdotal, so please keep that in mind when you're listening to it, and also it will depend on your individual conure as well. Just like with all sorts of other factors, your individual conure and their own personality will play a lot into this. One of the first kind of tells of a conures gender, or potentially a conures gender, is males tend to get overstimulated more easily. They're also more overexcited easily, and this has come from observing our own conures and also from what other people have told us observing their conures. So males can get overexcited, they do get a lot more bitey, a lot more quickly, but again, it does depend on the individual bird. Another kind of difference between males and females in their behaviour is the kind of dance they do. Males tend to do a more pronounced kind of posturing behaviour, especially when they do get overexcited, whereas I haven't actually seen a male conure do much dancing. Now, if you're watching this video and you do have a male conure who does lots of dancing, please do feel free to drop it in the comments. I'll be curious to hear about the differences there. But yeah, dancing versus posturing could be a way of telling the difference. Now, the final behavioural tell is kind of an obvious one, and that's nesting behaviour. The females will tend to exhibit more nesting behaviour, more burrowing, whereas the males, while when they're hormonal, will be looking for those burrows, they'll be going to those dark crevices and exploring lots. They won't tend to stay in them like the girls do. So that can be a sort of a good telltale sign. Finally, if your bird lays an egg, that's a good telltale sign they're actually a female. Now, I know many of you are probably watching this video and you've got to this point and you're thinking, well, this hasn't really told me very much and it's not really clearing up many of the answers, and there's a good reason for that. Telling a conures gender is notoriously difficult. It's been notoriously difficult for many people for absolutely ages. So the only real surefire way of telling your conures gender is by getting it DNA tested. This can be through a blood test, or there's also services where you can pluck out a feather and send it away and they will DNA analyse it for you. I'm sorry to say that is the only surefire way that you're going to know if your conure is a male or female, short of a female laying eggs. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful and it maybe cleared up some of the myths and some of the ways you can tell whether your conure is a male or female. If you have any comments, please feel free to drop them down below as usual. But in the meantime, from me, Pickles is relaxing and Scampy's relaxing over there. Take care and have a really good day.